Welcome to Drive Your Own Adventure with Benjamin Starr. With holiday parks and resorts across New South Wales and Queensland, find your dream destination with Ingenia Holidays.
We're driving our own adventure today with Ingenia Holidays, and we've ended up at a dairy farm of all places. Ross Hopper, how are you?
Good, mate. How are you going?
Yeah, good, brother. Now tell us about your wonderful farm here. This is an amazing little place.
Yeah, we've got our own spot of paradise up here, and things are working well. It's good, and glad you come up and check us out.
Now tell us, we hear a lot in the city about how hard it is for dairy farmers. You're in the thick of it right out here. Can you give people an insight into life on a farm?
Yeah, well, I've probably got the easy end. I've chosen to build a milk factory. My brother and his wife obviously run the farm. Doesn't matter if it's raining or a nice sunny day, whatever the weather is, they've got to get out of bed and look after these cows.
I suppose you've got to be a bit of an entrepreneur in this world of farming. I mean, you're pretty out there. You've created this factory. You've got a machine out there making bottles. There's a lot of investment.
Yeah, and we're obviously believing in our customers. Our customers have believed in us, and we've got to keep moving forward. And the whole idea is, don't be left behind.
Give us an idea of how much milk comes out of here a week, so people get a perspective on what you're doing.
We're currently processing about 200,000 litres a week, roughly, and we actually do that on 3 days, and the other 2 days we do custards and our yogurts and flavoured milks.
Growing up on a farm as a kid, how's it changed from, say, mum and dad's time?
Lots. I remember kicking Dad in the ribs, 4 o'clock in the morning. Come on, let's get up and get milked. And it didn't take me long to grow out of that. I was thinking, that's no good. And I don't know. We've learned a few things. We learned a lot of things what not to do too.
What advice do you have to people listening in today, like kids that are thinking, or mums and dads, we'd like a sea change to get our own farm and get into this sort of industry? I mean, is it best to be naive to walk into it, or do you do the research?
I wouldn't encourage it, but if you've got heaps of money and you want to do it, definitely go get a herd of Guernseys and we'll buy you milk. We need more Guernsey milk.
Really? And in terms of all the farmers around here, they would look to you as the go-to man. I mean, you're the guy that bottles it, sends it out. So logistically, this is a massive operation.
Yeah, we've got a fair few staff. We've got a fair few trucks on the road. We've got a lineup of farmers who want to supply to us. We're paying the right price. We've got to keep it sustainable, and the whole idea is, if we want good milk off our farmers, well, we've got to pay good milk.
What can people in the city do to help farmers?
Don't buy the cheap milk, because cheap and quality don't go together, and there's a reason for it. If it's cheap, there's a reason, and they're cutting corners, and what we're about is not cutting corners. So we're, like I said, paying the right price to our farmers and keeping them sustainable on the land. They'll look after their environment, they'll look after the cows, and you get what you pay for.
You've got a big event coming up soon to promote everything that you do. Can you tell us about that? Yeah,
well, we've partnered up with Maleny Black Angus. We're going to have a long table event, and it's going to be pretty long because we're going to have 120 people seated at it. So, it's going to be something a bit different. And what more, we're proud of what we do up here. We welcome people to come check us out. Where else can you see where your food comes from, right from the cow in the paddock to your bottle in the fridge? You get to see the whole process here. We're selling Maleny to the public, and you obviously get to sit in the paddock with the cows and enjoy a good feed.
I was intrigued to find out that you can adopt a cow.
Yeah, well, we can do all sorts of things here, but we won't swap them for kids. But if they can work, maybe we can do a deal. We'll shoot them into the factory here, and we'll have a little production line. We'll swap kids for cows.
Now, we're sitting in your really cool office, which is an old vault. You've got cameras everywhere. It's a different world, isn't it? You've got to monitor everything on a farm, haven't you?
Yeah, you never know where there's a camera, but and all for a good reason, and we even got cow cams and all that sort of stuff, so people can check us out online.
Schools would love that they could log into a cow cam. That would be a great thing. City kids would love that every morning to check on the cow.
We even had one of our cow cams was actually mounted on a cow, and you could see it checking out around the paddock, going for a walk and all that sort of stuff. And
in terms of travelling around the region, if you're staying up here, people should come up to your farm. So tell us what you do for the tours and other stuff that you offer.
Obviously, the drive up here is a good start for a good dose of fresh air. You'll get to see. Obviously on our farm here with the factory, you get a guided tour up to the where the cows get milked, and if you're lucky enough, if you're at milking time, you get to actually see the cows in the dairy. And we got viewing glasses around the factory, and your tour guide will explain what all the machinery's doing in certain areas.
And you've got the coffee shop, you can buy the yogurt stuff as well. Where do you sell all your products these days?
All our products are covered in Queensland. A lot of our IGAs will cover all of Queensland, and in southeast Queensland, Woolies and Coles. And the amount of comments that we get from customers on Facebook and all that, we just picked it up at way out the places, like whether it's the Atherton or Longreach or even just on the Gold Coast. It's getting around.
Do you have to be eccentric to be in the business that you're in?
I thought we were a bit silly after we started. We thought, it'd be pretty simple. Just, how hard would it be to get a bottle and stick it underneath the vat and turn the tap on and whack a cap on it and sell it? But there's a lot more involved than that, and it took us a few years to build it up to where we are.
Now, the final question, we did an interview a couple of days ago with a guy that runs a brewery. He goes home and has a beer. Do you go home at the end of the day and have a glass of milk?
I'm guilty of having cream in my coffee. I like my wife. She makes a good coffee with cream in it, and so we do that, and we are guilty of having cream on a hot apple pie.
Oh, fantastic! Now, what's the website that we can go to find out more about what you do here?
Yeah, well, obviously there's MalenyDairies.com, and obviously Facebook as well. It keeps us up to date with what's happening.
Okay, Ross, well, thanks very much for your time. Ross Hopper, we've been talking dairy farming tours. I'm a bit worried how we're going to get out of this vault that you've got us locked into. It is quite interesting in here, isn't it? Soundproof.
Depends on how much money you got, is how quick you get out.
Thanks for listening to Drive Your Own Adventure with Ingenia Holidays. With holiday parks and resorts across New South Wales and Queensland, Ingenia Holidays offers the ideal place for an extended break, weekend getaway or short stopover. Find your dream destination with Ingenia Holidays at www.ingeniaholidays.com.au.